basketball fans, welcome back. So in this video, I'll be talking about the wildcard that was issued by the BAL to MBB basketball. So MBB basketball club, these are club that hails from South Africa, and they were given the wildcard to participate in the BAL 2025. So after finishing sixth, they were given the wildcard. So this one rubs me off the wrong way because if you look at MBB, these are teams that didn't make the semis or finals. They finished sixth. They didn't even finish top 4 or top 5. And they were still given the wild card. So a lot of questions. There are so many questions than answers because this is the corruption that, especially in basketball, that needs to be fought. And it takes away from the overall effort other teams try, especially when they want to go ahead and challenge for superiority in the BAL, and it kind of waters down the overall competition and what players and teams play for when it comes to games that matter. And in this video, I'm going to talk about it. So it's a very sad situation. The third place game against the City Oilers versus Urnani was so entertaining, and it felt like a game 7. And when I saw this game, I strongly believe that the wildcard will either go to one of these two teams. But unfortunately, it didn't go there. But there was a lot of chatter that either the ABC Fighters or Urnani are going to get the wildcard. So as you can see on the screen, City Oilers versus Urnani was a very exciting game. This game ended 77-75. Okay, the City Oilers finished 4th. So there was no way they're going to get that wild card. So the best bet was either Urnani or the ABC Fighters. So the BAL, because they want to do things their way, decided that they're going to give this wild card to South Africa. And South Africa, the reason as to why they're receiving it is because the playoffs and finals will be there at South Africa. So it will be a very bad look to see a country that does not even have a team host the playoffs and finals. And that's the type of, those are the type of things that get my blood boiling. They feel like the team that is the home team or the home country must deserve a position, whether it subverts anything or it just goes against like the grain of competition. So I have a very big issue with that because the previous season, BAL season 4, we saw APR play in the Sahara Conference. Ideally, they were supposed to play in either the Nile Conference or the Kalahari Conference. But because they're in Kigali, Rwanda, and the playoffs and finals are going to be there, they said, let's just put them in the Sahara Conference so that you can have them at least play in Kigali. But what happened? Despite BAL's effort to make sure that APR are going to qualify, they didn't qualify. And heading into the playoffs and finals, APR did not feature. And this is the same thing that we are seeing right here. MBB, a team that did not deserve anything, did not even deserve to even qualify for the BAL, they get the nod. So this is something that I really take great exception to, and it really waters down like the efforts other team make, especially a team like Urnani, a team that in the first round they went 4-0. In the second round, they lost only one game, and they had a record of 8-1. They had a similar record to the Thunder, but just because they got knocked off in the semis and they had to settle for like the third place game, which they went ahead and played their hearts out, they couldn't even get the nod to get the wild card. Then we have the ABC Fighters. And even previously in a video that I made, I talked about the situation with Burundi and Febabu, with what Dynamo did last season, the way they disrespected Visit Rwanda, one of the major sponsors, and it led to them, being removed from the Kalahari Conference, the Dynamo team. And I feel like the sponsors just knew from the bat that whatever Urnani do, even if they went ahead and won every single game, they're not going to get the nod because they're not sure if Febabu are going to pull off the same thing again. So Urnani suffered the fate of Dynamo. And that's the reason why. Now, ABC Fighters, they were just clinging on there for dear hope, hoping that they are going to get that wild card. But looking at the team, the country that they come from, Cote d'Ivoire, unfortunately, BAL is not hosting there. And Yunani, Burundi, BAL is not hosting there. So because there was so much controversy in which team was going to get the wild card, they said our best bet, let's just go with that. Let's just handpick a team that we want, and let's just handpick the home team, even if they didn't play well. I mean, the MBB team will even go 3-0, but still they will have qualified. And this one rubs me off the wrong way because it takes away from the competition and the fighting spirit for these players. And it's kind of watering down basketball, the Basketball Africa League. We saw what happened with the BAL Combine for BAL Season 2. They took it to Paris. Sometimes I even ask myself, is there anything African? Okay, at least they've tried. They've in Season 3, I think it was Season 3, yeah, they took it to Paris. Then Season 4 and 5, the BAL Combine you've seen happening in Morocco. At least it's happening in Africa. Now, they said, you know what, let's just handpick a team that we want. So they picked MBB just because the reasons why MBB is going to BAL Season 5 is because their venue, South Africa, Pretoria, is going to be used to host the BAL playoffs and finals. That's it. There's nothing, it's not like they are producing, it's not like they have the best basketball. And also, remember, the Cape Town Tigers are the team that put, South Africa on the map a bit for a minute. We finished 4th. And they did a very tremendous job. Out of all the seasons that they have played, Cape Town Tigers tried. They're actually able to sneak into the playoffs easily. And honestly, MBB, they had a very poor performance. You can see they got beat by Nderitu Thunder and Creole Star, two teams that qualified through merit. But if you look at MBB, they just got it just because they have a venue. And it's also giving me vibes of what happened in Season 1 when the BL tried to bring Jermaine Cole, an American rapper, to play for the Patriots just to see if they can be able to grab some some of his clout. Because J. Cole he has a very huge following of about even 35 to 40 million followers. And he is a very good artist. So they tried to use that to clout chase for the BAL, which flopped hard because they got called out. And for the same reason, you're going to see the BL are going to get called out because of this. Because I don't think people are okay with this. And it's going to spark a lot of controversy. And honestly, if you ask me, it's very unfair. And I really don't like when teams or even the BL do this. Because this is just showing you that they can even put a team that is unqualified there, and they can go ahead and do whatever they want to do, regardless of whatever other people think. And look at the MBB team; they didn't even do anything. Finished 6th, and they only had 1 and 2. They had the poorest record. I mean, Yunani had a better record. The City Oilers had a better record, and ABC Fighters got a better record. The reason as to why those 3 teams didn't make it, okay, the City Oilers lost 3rd place game, so the people in the running were Yunani and ABC. But that's because they're not hosting. They're not going to get the nod. And Yunani, Febabu didn't do them any favors when you saw the controversy with Dynamo. So, of course, BAL and Visit Rwanda are going to punish them heavily. And also FIBA. So, ABC Fighters, I mean, there was no way they're going to get there. I mean, they also stacked against them. So, their best bet was, let's just get the team that is going to host. So, one thing moving forward, people must understand, if you are a team that is going to host the BAL, just know that you're going to be in the BAL. If your team is going to host, you're going to be there. If your team is not hosting, you have to pray that your team either finishes number 1 or 2 and doesn't depend on the wildcard. Because if you depend on the wildcard, you're going to be eliminated, just like Yunani and the ABC Fighters. Because I was gearing up towards seeing either of these 2 teams being there. But because the powers that be and the BAL decided to go ahead and just do their thing, that's where we are right now. So it's a very pathetic and sad state, because a lot of people were, cheering on their countries, especially Yunani. Yunani, they had the whole nation behind them. This was the strongest. I mean, after Dynamo last year being the strongest in the playoffs, this push by Urnani was indeed another strong one, because a lot of people just saw them as the team that was going to make it. But Urnani, they screwed up when they lost their game against Creole Star. I was actually gearing up to other RBC Thunder versus Urnani finals, but that didn't happen. So Urnani, I can say it was they blew it for themselves, especially when they lost that game. I remember when I was driving towards watching that game, the Thunder versus the City Oilers game. And when I was watching like the live score on YouTube, I saw like Creole Star were gonna win that game. So I was very surprised and very shocked at that. Then you could see, even if they played their heart out in the third place game in trying to play for that wild card, there was so many forces that were going against them. Remember, covered extensively on this channel, the scandal, the Jersey scandal, the one they closed up, they sealed off and put duct tape on the Visit Rwanda logo. So that was the problem. And BAL and FIBA and Visit Rwanda really took issue towards that, and they really didn't like that the way it happened. So there's that. So that's the big problem that was there. So MBB just got lucky, and one rule that we have discovered, all of us, the team that hosts BAL, any team that has BAL as set up as the venue, will get the nod to be the team that will get the nod to be the team that will play in that BAL edition. So that's one thing that you have understood. So yeah, man. So in case you're asking, that's the reason why MBB is there. So if you guys like the video, make sure to leave your feedback down in the comment section what you think. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out. Man, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Help your brother out, man.